In the heart of the dense, dark forest, there lay a village shrouded in mystery and terror. The villagers whispered tales of unspeakable horrors that lurked in the shadows, and many dared not to approach its cursed borders. They spoke of strange figures that roamed the streets at night, their twisted forms barely visible in the moonlight. The air was heavy with an unshakable sense of dread, and the very ground seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the village would come alive with eerie whispers and bone-chilling laughter. Those brave enough to venture near could hear the wails of the tormented souls, who were said to haunt the cobblestone streets. The once thriving marketplace now lay in ruins, its abandoned stalls serving as a haunting reminder of the village's tragic past. Among the villagers, there was a tale that had been passed down through generations. It spoke of a powerful curse that had befallen the village centuries ago, bringing forth unspeakable horrors that tainted the very essence of the land. According to the legend, the curse was unleashed by an ancient sorceress who sought revenge for the betrayal of her beloved. In her fury, she had unleashed a darkness that had consumed the village, twisting its inhabitants into grotesque, otherworldly beings. Those who dared to enter the village spoke of feeling an overwhelming sense of despair that seemed to seep into their bones. The once vibrant flowers in the village square had withered and died, leaving behind a desolate landscape that matched the despair in the hearts of the villagers. Despite the warnings and ominous tales, there were those who sought to unravel the village's mysteries. One fateful night, a group of intrepid adventurers arrived at the village's edge, determined to lift the curse that had plagued the land for so long. Armed with ancient relics and symbols of protection, they ventured into the heart of the village, their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation. As they made their way through the twisting alleyways and dilapidated buildings, they could feel the weight of the curse bearing down on them. The air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to grow darker around them. Faint whispers echoed through the empty streets, and the group felt the hairs on the back of their necks stand on end. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, sending shivers down their spines. They turned to see a ghastly figure emerging from the darkness, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. With a sense of dread gripping their hearts, they knew that they had awakened the ancient evil that had slumbered within the village for centuries. The adventurers fought with all their might, wielding their enchanted weapons and chanting protective incantations, but the darkness was relentless, and it seemed to envelop them, pulling them deeper into its malevolent embrace. Just when all hope seemed lost, one of the adventurers remembered an ancient ritual passed down to them by their ancestors. With trembling hands, they began to recite the incantation, calling upon the forces of light to banish the darkness from the village. As the words echoed through the village, a blinding light illuminated the sky, banishing the shadows and lifting the curse that had plagued the land for so long. The villagers emerged from their homes, their eyes filled with wonder and relief, as they saw the cursed village transformed into a place of peace and tranquility once more. And so the ancient curse was finally lifted, and the village was freed from its haunted past. The adventurers became heroes, revered by the villagers for their bravery and selflessness. The once dreaded village became a place of hope and renewal, a testament to the enduring power of courage and righteousness. And though the horrors of the past would never be forgotten, the village could finally look towards the future with hope and optimism. In a small village tucked away in the depths of a thick forest, there lurked a sense of dread that clouded the minds of its inhabitants. As darkness fell upon the land, strange and eerie activities would unfold. Under the shroud of night, the villagers whispered of shadowy figures that roamed the cobblestone streets under the cover of darkness. They spoke of strange lights that flickered in abandoned houses and chilling cries that echoed through the chilling air. No one dared to venture out alone after sundown, for fear of encountering the unknown terrors that lurked in the shadows. One fateful night, a young girl by the name of Emily found herself alone in the village square as the clock struck midnight. As she hurried through the deserted streets, a cold wind whispered through the trees, sending shivers down her spine. Suddenly, a pale figure emerged from the darkness, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to flee, but the figure moved with unearthly speed, blocking her path at every turn. Desperate and terrified, she sought refuge in an abandoned church, hoping to escape the clutches of whatever evil force haunted the village at night. Inside the church, the air was thick with the scent of decay, and the sound of hushed whispers filled the darkness. As Emily clung to the crumbling pews, she saw shadows dance along the walls, their twisted forms contorting in unnatural ways. Just as she feared that all hope was lost, a voice whispered in her ear, "Beware the midnight hour, for that is when the true horrors of the village awaken." With a final blood-curdling scream, the church was consumed in darkness, leaving Emily alone with the chilling knowledge that she was not alone in the night. To this day, the villagers speak of Emily's disappearance and the chilling events that continue to haunt their village after dark. And though no one can say for certain what truly lurks in the shadows, they all know one thing: the night belongs to the unknown and the creepy in the village, and those who dare to venture out into the darkness do so at their own peril. In the darkness of the night, a young boy named Thomas found himself lost in a haunted village. The air was heavy with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant howls of unseen creatures. Thomas had wandered into the village on a dare from his friends, but now he regretted his decision, as dread filled his heart. As he wandered through the deserted streets, the boy could feel eyes watching him from the shadows. The old houses loomed over him like ancient giants, their windows shattered and doors creaking in the wind. Thomas felt a chill run down his spine as he realized he was not alone in this cursed place. Suddenly, a figure appeared before him, its face shrouded in darkness. The figure beckoned to Thomas, its voice a ghostly whisper that sent shivers down his spine. Terrified, the boy turned to run, but the streets seemed to twist and turn, trapping him in a maze of cobblestone alleys. As he ran, Thomas heard the sound of footsteps behind him, growing closer with each passing moment. He dared not look back, for fear of what he might see. The air grew colder, and an icy hand seemed to clutch at his heart. Finally, Thomas stumbled upon a small church at the edge of the village. Desperate for refuge, he pushed open the heavy wooden door and stepped inside. The air was thick with the smell of candles and incense, and a sense of peace washed over him. But his relief was short-lived, as he heard a low growl coming from the shadows. Thomas turned to see a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. The creature stepped into the dim light, revealing itself to be a spectral hound, its fur matted and its teeth sharp as knives. With a howl, the hound lunged at Thomas, its jaws snapping shut just inches from his face. The boy stumbled back, his heart pounding in his chest, as he realized he was trapped in the church with a demon from the depths of hell. As the hound closed in for the kill, Thomas closed his eyes and whispered a prayer for salvation. In that moment, a blinding light filled the church, banishing the creature back to the shadows. When Thomas opened his eyes, he found himself lying outside the village, the first light of dawn breaking over the horizon, shaken but alive. The boy stumbled away from the haunted village, vowing never to return to its cursed streets. And though he would never forget the horrors he had witnessed that night, Thomas knew that he had escaped the clutches of darkness by the grace of some higher power.